Hello everyone, this is HTJ Halloween, and today I'm going to be unboxing and setting up the Rusty animatronic from Spirit Halloween. So I know that you guys were getting a little bit tired of Bloodthirsty Betty and Demonic Dahlia because it did seem like those videos were kind of going on forever, but it really just was because I was doubling up on both of them and doing them back to back, so ended up making it a lot longer of a process to get all of their videos out. If I just send them each one at a time, it would have been a little bit shorter for each, but I still nonetheless hope that you enjoyed all of those videos. Of course, I have already uploaded Rusty's demo, but now I have the rest of his exciting videos to get out, like this unboxing right here. I'll also have the instructional and the review, so this is going to be Rusty's week right here. And this is the third and final prop that I got at the flagship location. So this is a box from Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey at the flagship. And of course, I did see every single prop at the flagship store because they have everything in there right away. But I haven't seen Rusty in a little bit because none of my local stores have had him yet. And I definitely am excited to unbox him and see all of the parts because I have not peeked in this box yet, so it's going to be really exciting. But before I jump into that, definitely go ahead and follow me over on my Instagram at HTJ_Halloween. There will be a link down in the description below if you guys want to get more regular content from me. I post pictures over there of all the boxes that I have so you know what props are coming onto the channel, and just kind of let you in on a little bit of the video schedule and more behind the scenes stuff. So definitely go ahead and check that out if you want to see more from me. But without further ado, let's go ahead and pop open Rusty's box. Now I will say, the only one thing that I am hoping to get out of Rusty is that he just has a chainsaw in there. I think that would be really cool if one of his parts was just the chainsaw and that you actually got like a whole chainsaw within Rusty here. That would just be kind of cool if they had a separate plastic chainsaw. And that's the one thing I'm hoping for from him. But this is a really, really awesome animatronic, guys. It gives me a lot of Sitting Scarecrow vibes, and it really gives that classic Halloween, Spirit Halloween feel. Oh, it looks like we're not just going to be getting a chainsaw because the chainsaw is already pre-connected to his hands. You know, whatever. That was my wish. But here is when you just open up the box, what is inside. And I know I've been having trouble with the camera focusing, so hopefully you guys can see pretty well. I'm hoping that if I'm like closer and put stuff closer up, then it will focus well on everything. But let's go ahead and see. It's once again a compartment situation, so it makes it harder for me to get close because I have to back up here. Rusty's box is really, really huge. A lot bigger than I would have expected, and I think it might be because he kind of comes all in one piece. I'm not sure. So it's kind of looking like it. Let's go ahead. Whoa, okay, it's kind of heavy. Check this out. Okay, so here is the instructions right here. They're actually in color, which is kind of cool. It's like cartoonish a little bit, right like that. And I'll go ahead and lift this up right here so you guys can see. This is what comes in his compartment. I think this thing is made by Techie Toys, at least it seems like it. It's a very similar type of thing to the Sitting Scare props. All right, so now let's go ahead and unbox all this. Oh, I didn't get scissors down here with me, but it looks like this is all twist tie stuff, except there's a big piece of tape here. And he has his bowl, which is really, really cool. It was one of the selling points for me because I think it would just be cool to either put your candy in here, if that's what you want to do, have him as your porch prop, and I think he's going to be a big seller. Why does this have to have a wire on it? Does it have a light in it or something? Oh, this actually is an activation piece. I did not know that, guys. I guess it's this, you know, similar type Sitting Scare thing where this actually does have a sensor right here. So it's the very similar thing where you put the candy in there and someone reaches in. But they didn't advertise it like that in the sneak peek video. You know, they had it with all of the body parts and stuff in there. So I wouldn't have guessed that that was a, would have had any wire on it. I thought it was just a completely separate piece. But that is kind of cool that it gives you the option to have the candy thing. Although I think I'm probably going to be using him with all the body parts and stuff because I'm not going to be having him on the porch. You guys will find out soon enough what my layout is going to be this year, but I'm not going to be having him on the porch. He's going to be in part of the displays, so I kind of wanted to make it look really creepy and put the body parts in there, but that is a surprise to me that that has a sensor on it. So all right, let's go ahead and rip this off. I don't even know if they have this out on display in the stores. I don't even think they do. You just have to step pad to activate them. So I'll just tear this apart. Like that. Alright, so, I mean, like, yeah, he's one of those that looks like he pretty much just comes all together, which is why this box is so unnecessarily massive. Because, I mean, if he came in a bunch of pieces, they probably could condense it down. So, let's see. First scarecrow prop of the season, you guys know I will be getting jackstraw, of course, you best believe. Because that is, as you guys saw in my top 10, my favorite scarecrow prop of the year. But Rusty is pretty freaking cool. Like I said, he gives me that classic Halloween vibe, and I love him for that. He just kind of gives that OG Spirit Halloween feel, the sitting scarecrow type of thing. All right, so there's twist ties on the back here. I hope you guys can see what's going on. Let's go ahead and undo these. So it looks like it's going to be a simple setup. Maybe he won't even need an instructional. I was thinking that well, I probably will still do it anyways because got to get the views, but let's get this undone. Alright, so those are off now. And yeah, you can see he pretty much just comes all in one piece, and it's very similar to the sitting scarecrow where he just seems like he has like one hole that needs to be stuck in. But here is Rusty. Has almost the exact same face design as the sitting scarecrow. The burlap face that's kind of tightened over a mold that makes it look like it kind of has that face detail with the black paint in there. And he only has one hand as of now that's holding on to this chainsaw. I guess we have to put the other part in the other hand. So he doesn't have a separate chainsaw as a part, but I was kind of hoping he would. It only has 3 parts here: the adapter, the entire body, and the bowl. So this is going to be a really, really quick, simple setup. I wasn't sure about that. I really didn't know how it was going to be, but we have unboxed him, so let's go ahead and get into putting him together. So the first step coming onto the back of Rusty here is to open up this Velcro. You see right there. One-handed, it's a little bit weird, but there we go. And then I have to go ahead and get his arms into these 2 little notches you see right there. All right, so let me go ahead and find these arms here. Here's the one arm I see is over here. And there should be some sort of notch or something. Here, I feel this. All right, so you see, you grab the arm like this. I can feel that there's a pole inside of it. And I have to figure out, okay, there it is. So here's the plastic pole. Yeah, definitely a techie situation. Matching A to A. Goes in like that. And I don't know if there's any other method needing to secure them or how that's gonna work. But then the other one is over here. Gotta spin it around a bit. And that goes in right there. That's B. You can see it. There you go. All right, so I think I just couldn't tell, but there was actually snap locks for those plastic poles, just like typical techie stuff. So you don't have to secure them any other way. And then coming over to the bottom here where you see the plastic base, you match C to C. This is like the main body pole, and this is literally almost the same thing as all the sitting scares and like death row and all those techie type of props. And then that goes in, snap locks right there. So now we're gonna have to go ahead and put him up in the chair because the next step is to put the bowl at his feet and connect that wire. And I will go ahead and connect the bowl for the demo, even though I don't think I'll be using it that way later. But before we zip this up, I'm just gonna turn the switch onto motion only because I think that will just make him in the motion position for the bowl. There's also an on position, so maybe that would make him have sound too. I'll have to look at the instructions. But anyways, this zips up right here. And I want to just do that before we get him in the chair because then it's going to be a little bit harder. But very, very, very simple setup, which is kind of nice because, I mean, Dahlia and Betty were not the easiest. Although they're my favorites, they were a bit of a pain. I'm going to go ahead and Velcro this up too before I set him up on the chair. And they always put like fabric that sticks to Velcro right next to the Velcro. I have that issue with Dahlia. That's kind of stupid. But we can go ahead and just get it in like that. So here he is looking pretty cool. I got him in the chair, and now we have to go ahead and get that bowl plugged into a wire that's coming out of his leg. So here is the bowl. Again, I had no idea that this was going to have a sensor activation, so that's kind of cool actually, especially if you want to use him on a porch. And now we have to go ahead and plug it into this wire right here, matching D to D. I'm not sure exactly which way it's supposed to be facing. I thought at first it was supposed to be facing this way because this is the sensor. And I think, well, I guess that would be the case, but then the wire is kind of going around the bowl like this. For right now, I'm just going to plug it in like this and see how it works. So, let's see. It goes in on that side. There you go. So now we got the bowl hooked up, and pretty much the last thing to do here is to take the handle on this chainsaw, and there's a little plastic cap right here, like a rubber cap, that they say you need to pull out first, like that. Then stick this through all the way through his hand to the other side. I was having a little bit of trouble before. Maybe the arms are kind of posable. Okay, I think that it's kind of bent weird. So yeah, the arms are not posable because they're just plastic poles. So I'm just not going to worry about this cap thing. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and stick the cap back on because it does not want to bend. You're supposed to put this in and then put the cap back on once you get it through the opposite end of the hole. But it's just like not bending right. In order to slide, like it's kind of tilted a little bit, so it doesn't want to slide straight down through. I don't really think that's a big deal, just as long as it looks right. I mean, see, it still looks like he's holding it, and this hand is actually like built around it, so it's not like he'll drop it or anything. Okay, I know I already closed the zipper up, but I forgot that I was gonna have to go ahead and do the adapter, which I didn't take off of the box during the unboxing part. It's in kind of a weird compartment right here. And this box was all busted up, by the way. I didn't mention that in the beginning, so I'm hoping that everything works properly. Let's try to get this out of here. Right. There we go. So here's the adapter. All right, we're unzipped, and then this goes in right there. 6-volt 2-amp DC adapter. And by the way, I did look in the instructions, and the switch positions, the on position means that it will use sound and motion, like I was saying. I believe that both the sound and motion detector are in the bowl, though. And then motion only will be just the motion, so I'll just leave him on that for right now because I really only want to activate him with the motion. I don't want him going off just because I make a loud noise. And the off position or the foot pad position, he won't do anything unless you plug that foot pad in, which there's a jack for that right there. And of course, volume control, I want that to be all the way up. And now I will zip this back up again, plug him into a wall, and I think we're ready to give him a test run. Okay, so one thing I did just notice is that one of the last things that it says is that it has these Velcro strips on the side here, or maybe they're just on that side, but that are supposed to be fastened underneath of the chair. Very similar to death row because they have like a thrashing motion. This isn't really a chair though, this is more of like a couch, so I can't really put that underneath. So hopefully he doesn't fall over, but I will be ready to hold him up if I need to. Here, I'll push him back in the seat a little bit, even though his feet are going to be off the ground, just because I don't want to bust them up on the first go. All right, actually, I can get it to reach this outlet over here. So first time plugging him in. Let's see. Rusty. I hope that this guy... Oh. Did y'all hear that? Uh-oh. That was exactly what I don't want to happen. Oh, shoot. Okay, I didn't catch my first reaction. But I figured out, hold on, let me unplug it really quickly. I figured out what the problem was. Unfortunately, because this is all bent up weird, I can't get this to, see, I stuck this in here and just kind of did that, even though it wasn't fitting properly. But that bent the arms a little bit, and it wasn't allowing it was messing up the gears as it was trying to retract. So that was the problem. And now I just kind of don't know, like, I'm going to have to mess around with it a little bit here and see if I can get this to go into this hole without it having to bend the arms up, because otherwise, like you just saw there, it doesn't really work right. I still was not able to get it so that that cap, that it would come all the way through the hole. Let's see. Alright. Shoot. I'll have to put a weight on. Okay. No, wait, let's see that it goes all the way back down. Alright, so I mean, it's working. Let me go ahead and unplug him. But mine is just kind of bent out of whack, so I can't get this chainsaw to be in here properly. It's still kind of like leaning towards the other side of the hand, and it's not coming out through the other side of the bottom hole right here. It's not coming through that. Can't get it really to focus, but it's not coming through the bottom hole. So I still don't have like this cap in there holding it like it's supposed to. But I was able to get it so that it's not like bending up the arms, because the arms are not posable. So that's kind of weird. I'm sure a lot of people are going to run into trouble about that. But I think I have it in a position now where I don't think that it's going to come undone. I mean, it's not really in there super secure, but that's all I'm going to be able to do. Alright, now I have a weight on the back of him, so I'm going to give him one last go, and hopefully I won't have to be holding him up or unplugging him again. Let me try to see if I can get a full, clean demo right here. I have him on the motion, so... Alright. Oh, nope, he fell. Oh, God. Alright, after all that trouble, now I got him an actual chair, and I have him hooked up with the Velcro strips underneath. That is a step that you really just can't skip, because his motion is too violent for him to just be sitting on a couch or something like that. So I'm going to plug him in, and let's see if we're finally good after all that. Alright, he needs a shadow on that thing. There he is. Really cool motion on that guy. I really like this guy. Like I said, he gives me that classic Halloween feel, and I think he's a really cool one for this year. I'm glad that they did something like this. It's like a new take on the sitting scarecrow design, but it's really unique too, with the chainsaw and everything and the way that the head bobs back and forth. I think it's a really awesome one for this year. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for my unboxing and setup of Rusty. I hope you all enjoyed. I know it was a pretty heavily anticipated one. Luckily, a pretty easy setup today, except for those couple hiccups at the end. You definitely want to have him velcroed into a chair, and if you feel like you have to bend those arms up in order to get him to hold the chainsaw, then just don't do it, because like you saw in the very beginning there, those gears were starting to strip, which I definitely don't want to happen, and it was clicking because the arms were bent, and the arms are just not posable on this guy. They are like PVC pipe, or they're solid plastic material, so you can't bend them, so you don't want it to be bent. If you feel like you have to bend it to get into that chainsaw, just let it go, and I think he will be working fine for this year. Go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram if you want to see more from me and get a sneak peek of what's to come after Rusty, and of course there will also be a link down in the description over to Spirit Halloween's website if you want to get Rusty or anything else for the Halloween season. That is the place to be. If you shop on that link, you'll be helping out me and the channel, and of course there will be an up-to-date 20% off coupon to make these prices just a little bit less scary. And lastly, there will also be a link to the HGJ Halloween merch shop if you want to check out HGJ Halloween designs. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, I hope you all are having a great day. The Halloween season is in full swing, and I'm really enjoying it, so I hope you guys are too. And I'll see you guys in the next one.